Kevin Van Hort.
Hi.
You're here to show off Lichdom Battlemage.
I am,
The Battlemages. This is a game that is on early access on Steam, but by God did it have a big booth at PAX.
It did.
Did it really?
Yeah,
a
a lot of spots to play it at PAX. A lot of people checking it out.
And it's a game a lot of people are talking about, so we're going to hop on in this. For the folks at home who may not be familiar with Lichdom Battlemage, could you give us the
Lichdom
the general...
Battlemage?
I like Battlemage.
It's Battlemage.
Battlemage. Lichdom Battlemage. If you could give us the elevator pitch on this bad boy. Is this first-person mage action?
It is first-person mage action.
Fireball attack.
One of the cool things about it, though, is that there's no like mana meter.
How do you cast spells without mana?
I know, right? You just kind of do your thing. You cast spells as long as you can until you die. So.
But I see a meter in the bottom left corner, Matt.
That is your health.
Oh.
That is your health.
I guess the interesting thing about mages in most role-playing games is that
and boom, that's what happens when you die.
They have to be sort of nerfed a bit by virtue of the fact that you're coupling up with warriors and stuff like that.
Yeah, you don't have armor on.
Yeah,
so
I don't have armor on, but of a sorts. That's like the health meters down there at the bottom.
Oh,
You don't really have armor, but you do have a shield. So I will activate my shield.
I believe that's called a ward.
I don't think that worked. You got pretty well juiced.
No.
Normally you play as a mage, not a battlemage.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. But you know, this mage is born for battle. So you've got down at the bottom. You see. So I've got cold. I can also switch over to fire spells when I want to do that. And you have three basic spells at any given time.
The projectile one.
You've got the projectile one. You've got the area damage one, and you've got your shield.
Gotcha.
But there's another interesting aspect of this that I'll get to in a minute. But first, I want to go ahead and kill stuff. So the game is.
Whoa! This game looks kind of pretty.
Welch.
Yeah. It uses CryEngine, so it's a pretty good-looking game.
Maximum
I'll
mage.
say. So, but you'll notice that as I go along, I earn like some of these
glowy bits.
Glowy bits, and so that you see that gives me destructive mastery. So that comes into the game's other really cool part, which is that you can go in and you create your own spells.
Cool.
What?
So this is the cool bit. So you get all these little bits. You can synthesize these things together to get some kind of like random spell bit, and then you can go in and craft something. So to show you how the crafting works, there are other types of spells besides fire and ice that you earn over time through the game. But for now, I'm going to choose ice. Thank you.
Heart.
That's lovely.
Heart.
That's lovely. I don't think heart is one of the options.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna choose ice, and then I need to choose. Let's see what's going on here.
Do you choose a spot?
You're really killing it making this.
Yeah, I know. I'm really good at this bit here. So I'll go ahead and choose ice. Now there we go. Now let's move over to where it's. So I can choose. So let's say impacted targeting pattern. So this is going to be just a regular like ice bolt that you throw or whatever. So ice lance as you see, and then I have to add a buff to it. So I can add a little bit to the destruction. I can add to the mastery. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and add destruction.
And these are all ones that you've picked up during the.
Yeah, these are things that I've earned just by playing, and it shows you what you're going to get: 37.5 damage.
5% chance to
5%
slow.
chance to slow. So frozen duration, you get shatter bonus. So they're really cool things. Then you craft it.
Excellent.
It shows you that you've got it, and then I'm going to go ahead and equip it.
This seems to be. Every once in a while, like a game comes out on, especially on early access, a lot recently. That is almost seems to have been like a game a bunch of people wish existed. And like this seems to be scratching some itch, like maybe Dark Messiah Might and Magic did, but without being sort of hamstrung by all the rest of the combat stuff that game had to do with the archery and the swords and stuff.
So now you see like my cold bolt is doing more damage. I'm doing 38 damage.
Yeah, 38 is a number.
Well, I was doing 30 before. When you first start.
Dodge?
When you first start, yeah. So the other thing is that you get this dodge thing, so I can dodge really any direction. I end up doing a lot of dodging backwards, kind of in the serious Sam, escape the oncoming enemies kind of thing.
And does your dodge have fire area damage?
As far as I can tell, the dodge doesn't actually do any damage. It just looks damn
Then where's
cool.
all that fire stuff coming from?
Could you make a dodge that does?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe But it doesn't seem likely. It seems like
no
for the most part you get.
right there, yeah, like you dodge back and then it's, oh gosh.
Whoa.
That's the area of effect attack that you can do. One of my favorite things. And another one of my favorite things sort of reminds me of Borderlands, which is like some of them have damage over time, and you see the little numbers popping up.
Yeah, nice.
This game looks really good for an early
access. This game looks super. Oh, I missed the orange thing. Oh, thank you, Chris.
Both in terms of its graphics and I've read some stuff about this over the past couple of weeks where they are very much involved in the community, sort of directing where this game goes or where they're focusing on.
I will say, I think this game is super cool. That's one of the reasons I wanted to show it on the lobby, is just because I think it's super cool. Right now, I have no freaking idea why I'm in this place, what these things are.
Why you have come to the Lichdom.
Exactly. There are some attempts to tell a story here and there, but that's one of the things that hasn't really made it into the game. But I do know that the leads are going to be voiced by Troy Baker.
Oh, wow.
And Jennifer Hale.
No kidding.
Sweet.
So they do have some good talent lined up.
Along with Nolan North, like two of the most prominent video game voice actors that there be.
Just got word as well, one of the developers for Lichdom Battlemage is also in the chat.
Oh, good, good.
Everyone, so if you have any questions, by all means, ask that individual in there. If you have any questions for Kevin, please feel free to send them to us, especially if you're not in the Twitch chat. Somebody, E11021 on GameSpot is asking, is there any sort of story to this game? You've touched on that. Is there, even in terms of like the world that when you first load into the game, is it very linear? Is it?
Well, you don't really. It's fairly linear when you first go in. And speaking of storytelling, now there's some story happening. But like I said, I don't really know a whole lot of what's going on. There's not a whole lot of exposition. You meet this character, and these folks are sort of helping you out. But there's no voiceover. It's just sort of indicating what's happening on the screen, and it's in media res. Like I said, there's no intro, so I don't know yet. But you do come to some cool parts where you activate what look to be memories, like you see ghosts enact what looks to be an event that has happened in the past.
How long until you think someone mods this so that every time you use a spell, they shout out Harry Potter spell words?
It can't happen soon enough, as far as I'm concerned. The problem is that it's really only the same. It's not a lot of variety of spells in terms of like.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, you're not going to be. It's
Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus.
Battle spells. So yeah, like I said, I think this game is really super cool.
Is that blue thing the wizard equivalent of an exploding red barrel?
Actually, no. This would replenish my shield if I needed any, but luckily I don't have any.
You're all shielded up.
I'm all shielded up because after my first embarrassing death.
This environment is really.
It's really gorgeous.
Yeah, the lighting
is
pretty.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
lovely.
neat.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go around and see what we can.
So you can murder some more duels. This is available on Steam Early Access at the moment for, I believe it's $20.
$20, $19.99. And it's a healthy amount of content too. It's not just, hey, look at this, it's very pretty, it's made with CryEngine 3, here's a little taste. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot to do. I got to the end of all of this sort of jungle stuff here, and I was surprised that there was like next comes the ice level. So here's an example of the storytelling.
Oh, okay.
Sadly, like I said, you sort of see these ghosts, and unfortunately his cape has lots of problems.
I love that.
But
early access.
Yeah, early access.
So here, I have a question, Kevin. We've been doing early access reviews here for a couple months now.
Yeah.
Because these are games that people can pay money for, invest a substantial amount of time for. There's a sort of a spectrum along which the early access moniker covers. Some of these games are worthy of a review of an analysis for our audience. Is Lichdom Battlemage? Are we working on a review for this?
I am hoping to do. Yeah, I'm hoping to do an early access review myself of this game.
Okay, cool.
Just because I've played enough of it that I feel like we should be talking about it. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, since I'm in the middle of playing Elder Scrolls Online, it hasn't gotten a chance to take first priority. And there's death for you. Usually when you start dying a bit, that's your clue to start going in and making some more spells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Sidburn19, Mr. Carl Duran in the chat asks, is there a cooldown to these spells? There's no mana drain, but
no, there is no... I mean, it's basically as soon as it's off, you're off to the races.
As soon as it's complete, you can fire it up again.
Yeah. There's no... the animation time is really the cooldowns.
Right.
You know, so and that's one of the things I love about it. You know, you don't have to worry about this stuff. It's like you really do feel like an awesome battle mage, like just flinging fire everywhere.
Is there any like super big spells you can cast over like a much wider area, or is it scale-wise? Is it very much what we're seeing?
Once you start building them up, you do well. This is pretty much what I've had so far. But once you start really building these things up, some of them are really interesting, especially when they slow things down, or they can freeze them momentarily and things like that. So, and there's some big bosses. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be at the point where I'll be showing a boss, but there are some bosses, and the one that ends this particular chapter is pretty not hard, I would say, but he demands a lot of patience from you.
How far away are we from that?
A ways that you're not going to see it.
Really? Right.
Yeah.
You just keep murdering fools.
Oh, 3 for...
And I tend to be bad about forgetting that I have the shield, because I get so involved in the
attack
move.
Spells, or using dodge as
I really get involved in using dodge a lot of the time, especially because when you do that, it's got a little bit of that bullet time effect to it. I'll
yeah, it looks cool.
Like boom, you got motion blur and bullet time, all in one.
Who doesn't
all of the gaming tricks at one time.
Is there a benefit to having your enemy swing and be open like that before you cast, or is it?
Well, some of them have, not as far as I can tell, but some of them do have their own shields, like my shield here. They have their own, and they can, you have to whittle that down before you can start doing damage to them. But you can visually see their shields sort of beginning to get fainter and start to flicker.
Once you've killed this guy, can you do me a favor? Can you just stand in the sunlight and look up?
Yeah.
I want to do some video porn up in here.
So nice.
Look at that cry.
Yeah, I mean, look at those things that you may not even notice as you're playing.
Hit it.
Look at, oh, is something attacking me? Oh, shit.
This jerk. I was looking at the
Come
sky,
on,
you
man.
jerk.
Ugh.
Stupid demons up in here.
They're the worst.
How far away do you think Battlemage is from a quote-unquote full release in the world of early access games?
Well, I don't think we know quite yet, but I do know that there's a big patch coming in May.
Oh, really?
Is it? Oh, no. It is later this week. Yeah, I'm so sorry. And I know that they're going to be adding some stuff with the storytelling.
Cool.
I know that they're going to be doing some other things, adding different spell types. So I'm excited to see where this game goes, because the one thing that's really missing for me is context.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get that in there, I think this could potentially be a hit, because frankly, it just feels really good to be in a really pretty place, throwing magic everywhere. This is what games are all about for me.
Who doesn't want to be a powerful Battlemage?
Battlemage. Lichdom Battlemage, available currently Lichdom Battlemage on Steam Early Access for $19.99. Kevin Banner, thank you very much for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure.
Showing
yeah.
Lichdom Battlemage.
I recommend the game. Go play it.